Okay. All right. Good evening. It is September 3rd, just 5 o'clock now. We are going to go ahead and call to order our Finance and Facilities Subcommittee meeting. We will begin with a pledge of allegiance. Please stand for the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you all. All right. Do we have any action on the minutes from 6/4?
Make a motion to approve.
Alrighty, I will second that motion. Any further discussion? No. All those in favor? Unanimous. Rick and I. I should also note that Mr. Patillo is sick this evening, hence he is not with us. All right, so we're good on minutes. On to new business, financial remarks. Ma'am, I will turn it over to you for our current inflation rate report.
Well, the current rate, it actually went up from the last month to 3.2 instead of 3.1. And that was as of July. I was talking to Rick on the way, and I said it's going to be a kind of mismatch because I have the incurrences for this fiscal year, but then the trust fund balances for last fiscal year because we're still trying to close that out. But if you want to see all the incurrences, that's what we have so far. I don't know how that usually doesn't typically go through.
All right, let's go. Sorry, I actually need to open up a different tab because these are not links.
Yeah.
1 second.
Yeah.
It looks like it's linked in minutes.
Oh, because that's the one that they played with.
It's just an image, yeah.
Mhm.
Just.
So I actually updated the live one. We added the closed staff driving on the other one.
Okay. Finance. Oh, did it stop or something?
Says
Yeah.
record.
No, it still says recording.
But video isn't there.
Video.
So it must be just audio at this point.
Okay.
Um,
Did a button get hit? Oh, is it the, see where it says no video? Yeah, try clicking on that right there.
We did have video on
it's a
this
touch
screen.
screen.
Yeah. Maybe it just got tapped or something. You are watching. The button got hit there that turned off the video. We're back rolling. Nothing happened in that last minute other than Rick and I trying to find the files that we need.
Yep.
Yep, I'm not there yet either.
I think I got it.
September. There's Marie. So we are at.
I created a new folder for FY26.
I saw that.
Okay, so
Is that-
it's just let me look. Sorry,
No, you're fine.
my bad. My bad. 25. I'm in shared drive. I'm gonna go to facilities finance. I don't see it.
There's two facility and finance.
It's under the
That's
finance
second one.
Center
Yeah.
finance.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then I
Got
created
it.
26. And
Got
then everything for this meeting is in
Got
there.
it. Thank you very much. Sorry
You're
about that.
welcome. I was trying to follow along what Matt did to be consistent.
Good.
Okay. Yep. And for the encumbrances, covering the total, which you did right there. And is there anything out there that you need to highlight to us or
Nothing crazy.
normal
Just
operations?
normal.
Okay.
Beginning of school
Yep.
orders.
Okay.
And the cash on hand at the end of June was 4.2 million. And then the next link would be the trust funds.
Okay. Let's get there. Give us a second. There you go. It's loading. Okay. Rick, are you there yet?
Special education. Yep, got it.
Okay, go right ahead. If you just want to work through, so each fund, So just kind of give us the fund name and the
So the
public.
Special Education Expendable Trust Fund,
And the
not
balance.
much activity, just 1,300 in interest. Is that what I'm,
No, just the current balance.
oh, the current
Yep, so the
balance?
fund and the balance.
So 378,824 is the balance on that one.
Okay.
Too fast. And then the capital improvement and maintenance has a balance of $474,417. And the unanticipated educational expenses for the capital reserve fund at the end of June is $284,956. And the anticipated utility costs, sorry, I scrolled down too fast, is $193,121. And the facility use revolving at the end of June is $217,557.
Is there anything outstanding for that or no?
I was just going to ask that.
Outstanding as far as what?
All the rents,
What's that?
all the rentals, you mean?
No, I mean, because I feel like we approved some payments. I'd have to go back to my notes at the end of last year, but it could have been for the new tractor and stuff. Is that all been paid for?
I can't answer that. I've never seen in my budget.
So what would be helpful, Marie, is, and don't worry about this for tonight, but maybe an answer just to Rick and I would be great. So when we go through those, all those totals are great.
Mhm.
And then if you know of any, so if we say it's 217,557,
Mhm.
but we know that we just wrote a check for a machine for 50 grand, include that in that.
Okay.
So we're not thinking, oh yeah, we've got 217 when actually we have minus 50K from that, right?
Okay. Yep,
Okay.
the water storage tank of the 30,000 is taken out of that.
Okay, yeah, so that was one of the
Okay.
things. that we
Because if you hit
approved.
the little down next to the 201, it has the little notes.
Yeah.
201. Yep.
Yeah.
So I
Half of
continued to add-
paving, yeah,
Mhm.
Right
okay.
there. Half
Half
of
of
paving.
HVAC, yeah.
Yep, the IT. That's actually really helpful. I like how you did that.
Yeah.
Nice job. Pole wall pit and then water storage tank. So all those items were taken out.
That is part of that 201,000, yes.
Okay,
All right, good.
okay, fantastic. Great, nice work on that. Thank you.
Mhm.
Okay. I don't have any questions on that, Rick, do you?
I'm all set now.
Okay,
And then that contingency on the bottom, the 2.5%, that was for FY '25, the 652.
Mhm.
This year it's 671
Okay.
for '26.
Okay.
That's what we have to reserve.
okay. And then we are on to budget adjustments.
And I can honestly tell you,
And
these were done prior to me.
sure. If you want to go, what we'll do is let's cover, let me just open up one of them.
Sure.
So we're just, if we can have you cover, so what is coming out of what, going into what for the dollar amount, and then we'll do each one of those like that. And then at the end, we'll ask questions along the way. And if we have a question, we'll ask. And then at the end, we'll approve all of them together.
Okay,
Okay, does that work for you?
sure.
Okay.
So the first one that's listed is number 3. That's adjustment number 3. And can you see that? Number 1, well, it says 1, but then if you read the detail, it says budget adjustment number 317.
So 125.
They're all linked too.
Oh, whoops. Okay, so I'm in there. I just went to the first one in the file. Let me go
That's
back
okay.
to do the number one that says budget adjustment 3.
Is linked.
Yep. And
But this is the
it
original. That's, I just made it pretty there.
Okay. Okay.
But the BA requested to move money from the high school line to the out-of-state high school line to increase the tuition from $1 to $135,857. That was approved for FY '26, but it was done in June prior to me.
So we're moving 135,857
Mhm.
from non-public special ed into
Out of
out-of-state
state.
special ed.
Yes.
You good on that one, right?
I'm good.
Okay. Number 4 is next.
Yes.
Okay.
And we're requesting to move money from the high school line for tuition for non-public special ed to Bakey non-public special ed tuition for $307,808 because there was only $1 budgeted for that originally.
Okay.
They're all very similar. The next one, number 5, is to move,
Give us a second.
oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, we got to close it and reopen it because it's not toggling for me for some reason. And it's good. Okay.
Move money from the high school line to out-of-state memorial line to increase that tuition from $1 to $93,800. Same thing, tuition non-public to tuition out-of-state,
Special ed. Okay.
all special ed.
And number 6 is open. Okay.
That is to move from multiple school lines. So the high school, the middle school, memorial school to high schools out of state. So non-public to all out of state from multiple different distributions for a total of $657,516.
Okay.
And the last one, when you're ready.
Number 10.
Mhm.
Okay, go ahead.
And that's for transportation from middle and high school to the elementary lines to cover in-district and out-of-district tuition cost, all for special ed. $199,709.
I'm all set.
Okay.
That's all of them.
Okay. Can we get a motion on the budget adjustments?
Make a motion to approve the budget adjustments as presented.
I will second that motion. Any further discussion?
Cool.
All in favor? Unanimous. Thank you. Thank you, Mike.
Mhm.
All right. And then going on to old business. All right. Next item is the Siemens energy audit. So the discussion of the phase 1 energy audit. It says on school board agenda for approval. Siemens presentation from May 14. What does that item mean there? Dan, do you know what that means?
I don't.
Siemens presentation from May 14 school board meeting.
It was left on this agenda from the prior one.
Oh, okay.
I think it's just a link to the
It's just the
presentation.
link
Okay.
from the presentation, yes.
Okay.
Because we were supposed to discuss it, so I just
Sure.
left it on as old business.
Okay. So I know that Phyllis was kind enough to attach, I think, both this presentation here as well as another one that was that we received from Siemens to all the board members. All the board members were going to or requested to review it prior to tonight's meeting out there because it'll be a discussion for the full body. And I guess, the question for this group, Dan, to include you, is do we have any recommendations to the larger board, or are we just going to have open discussion like we did last time? Any thoughts, Rick?
I just have a couple of questions to start off with.
Yeah.
Did we receive a contract from Siemens?
A contract regarding what exactly?
Well, it's very specific. It says if Siemens presents an agreement that meets the above objectives and the parties do not execute it within 30 days thereafter, then we pay $30,000. So I don't recall reviewing a contract from Siemens.
Okay, there was a contract, and I think Matt Malone signed it.
Matt Malone signed this.
Is that the contract then?
This is just this is just the portion, this is just the contract for them to do the audit.
Okay,
But what it says in this paper that was signed says, if Siemens is unable to produce an agreement that meets the above objectives, then it shall receive no payment for its efforts to develop the project.
Okay.
However, if Siemens presents an agreement, that's a contract, that's in my world, that meets the above objectives and the parties do not execute it, right, because it's a contract, within 30 days thereafter, then SAU agrees to pay the termination fee of $30,000. My question is, did we get a contract? And if we did, who did it go to?
I can't answer that question.
So I can't answer that question either, because I haven't reviewed one.
Before me, anything we had was in this link. I would have to ask.
I asked Phyllis and Phyllis sent me this, right? So this
Yeah,
is,
Phyllis
this is
came
what
to
I
me
knew Matt.
too, and that's all I could find under Matt's things.
So I think the question is, did they send one? And, you know, I'm just going to be very transparent. I think if they sent one, then we owe them $30,000. All right. If they didn't send one, then that's a different question.
Mhm.
I didn't receive one. I don't know if Jeremiah received one. Contract to review.
No.
Okay. So the question is, did Dawn receive one? She's the chair.
I can't answer that.
Oh, I know you can. I think that, but I don't think I can move forward until I know the answer to that question. Because this is very specific language. And, you know, that's where I'm at.
Curious if Matt would have put that.
I looked.
Did you look?
I looked on the drives and I didn't see anything.
Okay.
I didn't even find this, to be honest with you. So I'm not saying I looked.
Yeah.
Maybe I missed it. I
Yeah.
didn't see it.
Oh, there's a lot.
No, I looked in his business office share too. There's a file in here called
So I feel like that's a both a,
RFPs,
yeah, that's,
and he has one energy audit.
okay,
This is what I've been drilling into,
sure.
and I have everything that Phyllis had sent you, like audit phase 1, and then proposal 5/14/25 presentation, and then the development letter. Let's see if that's any different.
And when was that signed? Or like,
March 21st, 2025,
so-
and that's what you just showed us.
see.
Um,
So that's probably a question then too, for maybe we can kind of tag team that, where it's probably a question for Matt too. If you could reach out to him.
Yeah.
And be clear with him. And what was this called? The document itself.
This is just this is part of the RFQ, request for qualifications for comprehensive energy efficiency improvements.
So the
This
question is,
was,
do we have a signed contract from them? We do show a signed RFQ, but that's not the contract.
so we sent them this letter. Yeah, this is the latter part right here. So, I think you have.
I have
this.
that,
Yeah,
yes.
So this is the only thing that I saw that was signed. So.
wait, there's another.
Yeah.
I think Phyllis sent this to you. There's another letter here. It says Siemens Public Incorporated Tax Exempt Leasing Financing. Mr. Malilla is pleased to provide the lease proposal for Sanborn to review and consider. And he signed this.
Okay.
Yeah,
So
so you
Siemens
said she
Financial
sent that to me?
Services. I
Uh,
thought she sent you a whole group of things and it was all lumped together, so you might have to drill into.
Where would I find that? Or
You were on the thread.
when was the thread? Give me a date and I'll see if I can pull
Probably
it.
2 days ago.
She sent me,
Check that
yeah,
one.
that's this right here.
Is that the only thing that's in there? Because I thought there were a whole bunch of pages. See, 70-something pages. So keep scrolling down. And there's one of the presentations, and I
Yep.
think if you keep scrolling, there's one that's called, here, let me just turn this.
Okay, so I do have the 71
You're more than
page
welcome
one
to.
here.
No, I can look at this, that's fine.
No, I'm just saying for comparison.
What
But
page are
this
you
is-
on?
If this is the first page, it's called Siemens Financial.
Of the 71 page document? What page
No,
is it?
he's looking at the 71-page document. I'm
Oh.
looking at it by itself in Matt Malilla's files.
Oh, is it part of the 71 page
I
document?
believe it was.
Okay, what's
Did you
the,
find it or no?
I'm just looking.
what's the title of it?
Financial services?
This says proposal accepted. I don't see anything signed here on what she sent me.
What is that the same thing as that?
This is in the first portion. This is.
Okay, so this is, I
let me
think, what
see.
I'm looking at. If you go to the top, I'll be able to see it.
I got it. It's right here.
Yes, that's it. So what page was that?
It is page
64.
64.
Sorry, that was exhausting for
Financial services. So this is. It's a lease proposal.
This was, yeah, because we were leasing the equipment.
Yeah.
Remember we had that question?
But it's still not a contract.
It's not a contract and it's not signed. This was sent to.
It is signed.
It doesn't,
This one is signed.
yeah, it doesn't matter. So I just want to, again, I'm not an attorney, right? But I read this and had nothing else on file, right? I didn't see this. According to this language, they presented a contract. It's right there. Just being transparent.
So can we just, for a second here, so look at the very next page.
Yep.
So page 69.
Yep.
That one's titled Proposal Accepted.
Yep.
And it's not signed.
Doesn't matter. I'll read this again.
Yeah.
Tell me if I'm wrong.
Yeah.
If Siemens presents an agreement that meets the above objectives and the parties do not execute it within 30 days thereafter, then SAU agrees to pay Siemens a termination fee of $30,000. Doesn't matter if we signed it or not. They presented it.
Okay. Yeah, I guess maybe we'd have to.
Yeah, look, don't go off what I'm saying. We
No.
have attorneys for that. I'm just telling you, based
Yeah.
upon this,
Yeah.
we should probably talk about how we're going to spend the $30,000 rather
Yeah.
than writing them a check
Yeah.
for nothing.
Yeah, and I think that's probably the will of at least a few people on the board is looking at that 30,000 to say where could we put that to use as a phase one.
That's the will of me.
Yeah.
Like I'm not all for giving them a check for nothing.
You know.
I mean, I no disrespect to Siemens, they did an energy audit.
Yeah.
And,
Oh yeah.
they
sure
have
did.
done everything they said they were going to do, so I don't want to disparage them.
Nope. Nope. Absolutely. Okay. So with that said, do we have a recommendation that we want to make given tonight's 9-3?
Well, Dan, do you have any recommendations?
Well, since there's some discrepancies among the numbers in the presentations, I suggest that we probably get together and do some type of informal roundtable and tighten our numbers up and see where we're at with this and which avenue we want to take.
Yeah. What do you mean with numbers? What do you mean?
Well, I mean,
Jeremiah
pointed out in here that there was
There's
on the first page with numbers, we have a cost of incentives for the lighting retrofit of $671,702.
sorry.
It's a different number in the June projected numbers. It's actually less.
Yeah.
So we need to figure out where we're at as far as costs. Now, I don't know if it's just because of the prices going up or what the difference is in it. But the incentives number stayed the same as the one in June. So there's no change in the incentives and the rebates, just in the construction and project costs. So I think what we need to do is go back to them and say, hey, we want your final number on this as far as construction costs and everything else, since we have two different numbers in two different places, and find out exactly what it is. And then move from there. And then I kind of think we need to kind of have an informal roundtable with Siemens, just so they can answer any hanging questions that you guys might have as far as this project goes. And I hate saying this, but I would suggest doing it soon, because I'm kind of haven't ordered material in months, not knowing where we're going to go with this, because I'm not ordering light bulbs if we're tearing every light fixture out of here.
Yeah. My interpretation and the way the board voted last time is that we're not doing that.
Okay.
It's not my preference. I'm just saying that's the way the board voted. So,
Well, if this is dead on the vine, then
I don't think it can be. I think there has to be something that we get for our 30,000, like perhaps a building envelope, right? Like what were the costs on those?
Well, we have a combined lighting and building envelope in here, but
what I recall was that it wasn't all or nothing. It was
yeah, you can pick
carte.
whatever you want. The
Oh,
question is
yeah.
what do you want to pick? And that's where I think a roundtable would come in handy here, as far as what you guys
Yeah.
want to do for your money.
Okay.
Yeah. There are some
And your
items
Well,
Yeah,
absolutely.
Town,
Right.
yeah, town's money.
like the Sanborn Regional, and this is the question I think that we probably need to whatever that group is needs to come up with whatever final questions that we have for Siemens, given our new scope that we would like to approach this project with. And so looking at the June 4th presentation, like the building envelope cost for the middle and high school was $58,000. So to do this whole building envelope air sealing is what's called, was $58,000. So we've got a project that's, in the vicinity, we could pay for that out of pocket, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, the way I'm looking at it is we're paying 30 grand right now.
Yep.
Right, so.
Yeah.
Rather than just give them a check for 30 grand for a piece of paper, I'd rather get something.
So we just want
And
to
I
make
don't know
sure.
how that figure's worked into the project, I
Yep.
don't know if it's in whole or in part or whatever. So that's something we would have to discuss with Siemens too.
Sure.
Sure.
Yeah. So we can, I will propose that tonight when we do subcommittee readouts. I will propose that to Dawn, and I don't know how that working group is going to work, because I don't want to go through the same thing that we did before, Rick, where we do a lot of legwork, get to the board, and then the board needs additional. So maybe it just needs to be, instead of a working group, the whole board.
Understood.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I want to be, my understanding and recollection from our meetings with Siemens, because I think we asked it multiple times, to try to get other members of the board engaged, was it's not an all or nothing quote. It
Correct.
was a la carte. So I get what you're saying, but I just want to, I think, go on record that there was multiple presentations where it was stated that this thing was a sort of a la carte, right? So,
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
But we got to figure out where we're getting our most bang for the buck as far as our ROI and
Yeah,
everything on these
agreed.
projects. And we have some major issues in these buildings that we need to address. And
Sure.
that's what Siemens was going to do. And I have another issue that came up today that I probably need to drop on you guys too. And this is probably going to cost in the millions of dollars too.
Okay. Can we wait till we get to
Yeah,
the
sure.
agenda?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. Yeah. So, okay. Rick, are we good with that one? I'll tee it up when we get in there. And then if you've got something you want to add that I'm forgetting or whatever.
I can just speak to this and give my opinion, and then if Dawn wants to get run through legal, she can do
Yeah.
that, but I would recommend that again. I don't, it's just my interpretation.
Okay. Anything further on that at this time for this group?
What is a building envelope?
So just think of the walls. So like where air escapes.
Weather
Right.
sealing.
Yeah. So basically weather sealing. So, windows, gaps in walls, gaps in doors, the heat is flowing
Lack of
out.
insulation
Yeah.
somewhere.
Yeah. Yep. So, and they projected, I mean, it's not nothing. It's a $58,000 cost, but the projected annual energy savings is $5,600.
Wow.
So if you're going to save $5,600 every year,
It's got an ROI.
it's got an ROI
Mhm.
that's pretty,
Pretty good.
pretty good. And that was some of the challenge of some of the other projects, is the ROI is 20 years away when the light bulb that you're paying for is a 10-year light bulb. So if the ROI is 20 years away, but the light bulb's only good for 10, right? In people's mind, it begins to become a challenging financial decision. But anyways, okay. So if we're good with that, any other questions or comments before we move on to the next item? No. Okay. Next one is Bakey fire alarm system. What do either of you have on that one?
Well, I presented the 3 bids to you guys. And I think we're at the point now where if we're going to do it, we need to choose the vendor that's going to do it.
Are they in here?
They were in from the last meeting. The one in June, I think all that was presented to you, all 3 bids. We had a bid from Siemens. We had a bid from Hampshire Fire and a bid from Minuteman.
End of year. So I'm in the June folder. Let's see.
There was a spreadsheet that I presented to Matt, and then Matt sent it to you guys as far as the cost breakdown of each school. The bottom line
Security
is,
Technologies, Bakey alarm system, I see it.
Well, that's only one.
Yep.
What spreadsheet was it?
I don't see a spreadsheet.
I don't see a spreadsheet or a breakdown. I see one for Minuteman Securities
okay,
and
Let me just,
That's for Minuteman, yeah.
Oh, was it this one?
There were
That's
three
the loading
quotes, one
dock.
from Hampshire Fire, that was $205,000, one from Siemens, that was for over 200,000, and then Minuteman, which was 150,000.
So Dan, I'm not saying that I don't believe you, but I don't,
Yeah, and I don't know what Matt has sent you in the past, so I
I don't believe I've seen a
yeah, I
spreadsheet.
don't,
answer any of that, so.
I didn't get rid of any of my emails from Shannon.
We've got a ton of information on the loading dock. We have all the quotes from the loading dock. This was just Siemens lighting and. Okay, so to keep this on the rails here, because it's now 5:30, there are 3 quotes for the Bakey fire alarm system. And I think our discussion last time, Rick, was that the question was, is the system operational and functioning? The answer was yes. The question is, it's a grandfathered system. So if you were to put it in today, that's not the system that you would put in. That's pretty standard for all industrial buildings. They get upgraded and whatnot.
It doesn't communicate effectively with, is that what I heard?
It's not an addressable system.
Right.
Yeah.
So although it's operational, it is basically out of date. So the kids aren't in danger of not having a fire alarm system. It's just not the newest system with these upgrades to it.
Right.
And so we have these 3 quotes. And what are they again?
One was from Siemens, was for over 200,000. One
Okay.
was from Hampshire Fire, which was 205,000, and one from Minuteman, which was, I believe, 150,000, or
Okay.
right in that neighborhood.
So one.
And
Go back to this one here.
And the reason why I would prefer to use Minuteman, just a simple explanation, is because a lot of these systems are proprietary, where Minuteman system is not. There is some proprietary systems as far as the panel goes, but that's it. So we can swap appliances in and out of the building if we need to. Maintenance cost is a lot less since it's not
Yeah.
proprietary. It's not like calling
I remember,
Simplex or whatever.
yeah,
And
we had a
all
problem
that.
with the shoddy work. and-
Yeah,
we
exactly.
can all- And I don't think it was Simplex, to be fair, but
So, but that's one of the reasons why I want to go with Minuteman. They put in a really good system. They can also do the monitoring for us and the maintenance contract on it and everything too. So,
Okay.
and they also can do our alarm system too, which we need to upgrade there eventually. But it's a fraction of a cost, so it's
Okay.
something that's not even.
So we're looking at just shy of $150,000. So Marie, the next question for you is where would that money be coming from?
it's 148,
Yeah.
$148,035.78.
And the reason why we really need to think
Facility
about
revolving,
this.
because we have 200 and whatever, but 200, well, plus we're getting all of the rent for this next school year too, so it'll replenish itself. I mean, not totally, but. So we get 12,000 from SLC and almost 7 for the other one, SCA. Right?
Carter, what are your thoughts?
I think we just, it's a necessity. It's been discussed since as long as I've been on this board. I know that there's engineers in town that I just had this discussion with. Ken McNulty being one of them, who's had concerns about the fire system in that building. And in some people's opinion, I'm not going to say it was Ken's, but I think this has been overlooked for a period of time with the grandfather. It's been grandfathered in, so we haven't addressed it. And I think we need to address it.
Well, and a lot of the issues, we're having a lot of false alarms there because the system is dated and old. And if we're going to start replacing appliances within the system, we have to bring it up to code. So that's the other hurdle we're up against here, is that if we're going to start redoing it piecemeal, then we have to bring it up to code and ADA standards. It doesn't meet ADA standards.
So when would they accomplish that?
Well, if we agree to it tonight, there are some projects they can do during the school day, like pulling wire and things like that. And then my hope would be is maybe over Christmas break, make it a workable system at that point. Because there is a lot of testing and alarms that they're going to be setting off during the installation that we don't want to do, obviously, during the school
Yeah.
hours. So we would have to work with that schedule, you know.
Mhm.
But like I said, there's a lot they can do during the school day in the building while teachers and students are there.
Okay.
Yep.
It's a little cumbersome, but we can make it work, you know.
Yeah, so I guess a couple things there. The first thing is Minuteman has references, right, that they've put in here.
They did.
They've worked in schools before.
Schools are their huge thing.
So they're aware of security measures, meaning their employees have to be fingerprinted and they have to pass screening before they enter our schools.
If that's something we need to do, then we can do it, absolutely.
Yeah, I would like that. I
Yeah,
don't want
because
anybody-
typically we escort, so
Yeah,
it
I
eliminates a
would,
lot of that, but we
I
can
would like to make sure that if they're going to be in the buildings and children are in the buildings,
walk kids in
then,
there.
yeah,
Yeah,
that's, if
and
that's gonna happen.
we can make that happen.
Okay.
So
Yeah, so I say we approve it, Jeremiah. I don't know that we have to make a decision on where the funds are coming out today. I'd
Yeah.
like to review the rest of the funds and see
Yeah.
what we can pull from.
Yep.
I don't want to fully deplete one, right? I know we do have revenue coming into those
Right.
line items,
Yeah,
but
it's
I
like a
wouldn't wanna-
year's worth of rent of the
Yeah.
SLC.
yeah, so I guess for the public, I think we have plenty of money in our revolving funds. It's just a matter of where we can legally take it from and appropriately. So I'll make a motion to approve moving forward with the Bakey alarm system at $148,035.78 to be taken from a fund, funds to be determined by the next meeting.
Okay, with the caveats that you just gave Dan.
That is correct.
Got it.
security checks on getting a
Yes.
formal contract over to us. So we can
100%.
sign it.
Yep.
Okay, I will second that motion. Any further discussion? All in favor? Unanimous. Thank you. So we can get moving on that piece.
Yes, absolutely. That'll be first thing on my agenda tomorrow morning.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, thanks.
And the last item on the agenda is the pro staff driving school. Do either of you have anything to say on that, or am I going to reference an email from our interim superintendent? Do you have anything to
I have no knowledge of it.
Do you have anything?
Why is that?
Other than I know you're going to work on some type of payment program or whatever.
Okay. So let's see, where was that email? So Rick, if you remember, we asked, sorry, I'm trying to find it here. We asked what the nature of that agreement was, and it was a handshake
Correct.
that we were not okay with. We're not going to utilize taxpayer-funded facilities for a for-profit organization
Yeah,
at no cost and no contract and no agreement.
and I
written.
think just to be fair, I just want to make sure for the public that it wasn't just this one entity. We discussed the use at the gym, right?
Yep.
Multiple, town functions using it, no facility payments, some abuse to the buildings. So I think we're just trying to make sure that people that are using buildings are all following the same rules and are held to the same standards. And we have policies in place prior to us discussing this. Those policies were in place that just they weren't adhered to.
Correct.
So I think we're just trying to streamline and make sure everybody is following the same set of rules. Is that fair?
It is absolutely fair.
Alright.
Here we go. Okay. All right. The statement from our interim superintendent was, let's see. So this got lost in the crazy summer. It was the contract agreement with Pro Staff Driving School. I've attached and you have common rights. So he has the superintendent, interim superintendent has an MOA, a draft MOA between them and us for this coming year. It sets the $450 a course payment for the first course this coming year. But I would suggest maybe we sign that for 25, 26, then reevaluate in, say, April of each year. And I asked him if we could put this on the agenda for tonight, which he did. So let me forward this to you, Rick, because I don't want to table this again. And we have the time because this is our last one.
Yeah, sure.
Let me hit.
Email for it, right?
Yep, I'll send it right to you here. Rick, and send. It is off to you. So this is the draft memorandum of understanding between the district and pro staff driving school.
Got it. And it says I need access to the split viewer. I don't have access.
Can you view it?
I had to request access, which is the dumbest thing ever. Like, I don't know why people send documents to people that you need access to. I'm not saying you, but like,
Yeah.
I don't think you can grant the access.
I
If you want to
probably
flip your
can.
computer around.
Yeah,
I'll
it's
read
literally,
it.
it's 2 pages.
Yeah, I can read through it. Sorry.
Just long story short, that we're gonna charge Rick a facility use fee if he's gonna use the building.
Yes.
As every other person who uses the building pays.
Right. And included in this was, and these are some of the questions that got brought up about, okay, well, he, goes to the copy machine and makes however many copies, right? Well, that stuff is paid for by the district, and if any other entity were to enter the school, let's say, and rent the auditorium, there would be a fee to rent the auditorium.
Sure.
And then if they said, hey, can we make copies? We would say, sure,
10 cents a copy.
that's going to be right. And so in this contract, in this memorandum of understanding,
Which I don't think it's a public document.
exactly.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it was 100 pages or 1,000
Thousands
pages.
or
or
Yeah,
Yeah.
something.
so it's a flat rate, $450 per course.
Yep.
We're waiving the June 30th course as a goodwill gesture because
Yep.
we're not entered into that agreement yet, which I think is fair.
Yes.
Up to 1,000 copies included.
Yep.
Ability to post 3 signs 3 times per year on school premises, which I think is fair as well.
Yep.
So yeah, I'm fine with that.
Okay.
And keep in mind, that's per course. He runs multiple courses
Yeah,
throughout
exactly.
the year. So it's not
Yep.
per year, it's per
And
course.
we want them to continue to do so.
Right.
We just-
Sure, absolutely. He's providing service to our students.
Yeah, exactly.
100%.
We want to support him as he supports the students,
Yep.
and make good use of our taxpayer-funded facilities. So, okay. So, any motion on the MOA draft?
Yeah, I'll make a motion to approve. I would like to get a copy of it that I can read through like thoroughly. But yeah, I'll make a motion to approve as I read it on your laptop to send what's the name of it? I'm sorry.
Pro staff
Pro
driving
staff
school.
driving. Yeah, sorry.
Okay, I will second that motion. And again, can we add to that? Can you amend that motion, Rick?
Yeah.
And that we will reevaluate each year annually. He gave April. I'm not sure why April, but if we want to choose a time that we can just say annually, that we'll reevaluate annually.
To coincide with the school year, so I'll amend it to say that we'll review the MOU in place annually, and if we have any changes, we'll send them their way.
Okay,
Like that.
great. I will second that. Any further discussion?
No.
No. All those in favor? Unanimous. So that is approved. Okay, and I will. Okay, so that is the last item on the agenda for tonight. You said you had one more, and it's going to be a big one. So let's take 5 minutes. That way, we at least get a couple of minutes to go to the bathroom before the next couple of hours in the chair. So what do you got for us, Dan?
So I've been spending a lot of money on the rooftop units on the school, replacing and repairing. I mean, lots of money. And the lifespan for these rooftop units is 15 to 18 years. We're on year 21. I'm having a representative come out next week from one of our HVAC companies to give me a bid on replacing every one of these rooftop units. It's going to be a huge chunk of money. The thing is that if we're doing rooftop units 1 for 1, same to same, there's going to be a dollar amount. Do we want to add air condition? Do we want to do that with these rooftop units? That's one of the things we need to discuss. Then the other thing is the roof, the pedestals or the walls that they sit on, sometimes they have to be redone, which means roofing now. Our roof is in good shape right now. I forecast that we'll probably have to replace it in another 5 years. But do I stretch the life of these rooftop units and then bring the roofing into it a little bit sooner than later to do all this at one time? It's more cost effective to do that, to do the roof and the rooftops at the same time. It's more cost effective to do all the rooftop units at one time than hiring a crane multiple times to come in and raise these things up on the roofs. So, but I'm going to get into some preliminary numbers here in the next week or so with this company, but I want to say that it's going to cost a lot of money. We're talking over
$10.
yeah, over $10 easily. Multiply that by maybe,
Yeah, no, I got
a
you.
million, but,
Yeah.
but I just want to let you know that we are having some significant problems on these rooftops now. Some of them have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 compressors in them. And I'm replacing compressors one by one in each one of these units. They're rusting out. The squirrel cages in them are falling apart. And when they fall apart, I have to have them custom made because they don't make parts for them anymore, which gets very expensive also. The salty air, because we're close to the ocean, doesn't help. We are quite a ways, but we're still close enough where we're getting a lot of that salt in the air from here even. So I just want to bring that to your attention that I'm going to start
Oh,
getting.
we put an envelope, then we talked.
Yeah, we
envelope?
can
Put
sheet
an
the whole
envelope
thing.
over the building?
So, but I want to bring your attention to that because I'm going to start getting some numbers on this. And I just want to make sure no one's shocked by the number when I come back and say, hey, this is the deal, guys. We have to do something here. And at that time, we should either strike and say, okay, are we putting air in or are we not? Because the building was built for air conditioning originally. And during the construction phase, they nixed it, which is unfortunate. But it's one of those things, I'm going to have them bid it out too with air conditioning, without and with air conditioning. And then as far as roofing goes, I propose that we would, if we replace the roof, we would not do rubber again. We would go with a vinyl roof. It's much more durable. It's guaranteed much longer. And rubber prices have gone up so high now that vinyl is actually cheaper than rubber. And the wearability is so much better. And we can pick multiple colors for the roof. So if we're trying to air condition a building, then we go with a white roof. So we're not absorbing all that heat in the summertime, if we're running programs here. Flip side is if you run white, then you don't have the snow melt off as quickly as you do in the winter for snow load. So it's something we have to think about as far as that goes.
Yeah.
The other thing we want to throw in there is, do we want to do a roof then once again that is solar ready if we ever want to put panels on this building? These are some of the things that we kind of got to put together as a plan as far as a future plan. Do we have a 5, 10, 15-year plan in place for this building?
So you're hitting it on the head, which is what I'm looking for. I'm not trying to ignore you. So where is our capital improvement plan, our CIP? I cannot seem to locate that. And that needs to be included. This is nobody's fault.
Yeah, the 5-year roof, 5-year
Yeah.
lifespan on that.
So Marie, so the capital improvement plan was something that we got into the habit, minus the past few meetings, we were in the habit of reviewing it
Yes.
regularly, actually every meeting. And so I'm curious where those projects sit because I don't want to do the whack-a-mole. I don't want to have Dan comes in and says this big problem, and then we throw big money at that, and then you come in the next one and say we're here and we're just back at where we used to be. Not. We have a plan, and this is not the only roof in the district. It's not the only one with roof units, and so we just need to be a little bit more, I think.
It was linked to the last meeting. The capital improvement is letter D under old business.
So FY 25.
25, and then June's meeting
And then
on the very bottom, D, it says capital improvement plan.
on the agenda.
Sorry.
Oh, there we go. Agenda. And there we are.
Yeah. Sorry for dragging this meeting on, but I just want, like you
No,
said, I
that's
want to make
important
sure you
stuff.
we
guys
need to
are.
know.
Yeah, you never have to apologize.
We need to know, Dan.
Yeah.
I just want to make sure we're approaching this methodically, and it's different if there's a fire or if there's something that happens, right?
Sure.
We couldn't have planned for these
More than sure for
bigger
that too.
these bigger purchases, All right, so if we're talking here, let's go down that really quick. Where is there's Memorial. Here we go, high school. Okay, so we've got on there, we have track siding, water treatment, paving, heating and cooling, the current heating system. Okay, so we have that on there, heating and cooling. And then roof replacement, we have on there as a C,
Correct.
which was
Okay,
2 to
yeah.
3 years. Okay, so we do have those two items on the CIP. 20 years old, good percent estimated. So this one says the roof life expectancy is 25 to 30 years,
Correct.
and we're at 20 years.
Yeah,
So we have
21.
between 4 and 9 years.
Right.
Potentially, but I hear what you're saying about trying to lump something together.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, figure out what are we looking at for numbers, and
Yeah.
and what would we be looking at? Can we kind of get the few options that you just talked about? So are all units, how many units do we have up there? 3? How many did you say?
19.
19.
Holy
So we have 19 units up there. So are they all in the exact same condition? Do we need to replace all 19? Is it kind of
I
one of
would
those
highly
things?
recommend that because
Okay.
I'm putting money into every one of them right now.
So let me just say this. So what would be the cost to replace all 19 units by themselves as they sit right now?
Right.
Then what would be the cost to replace all 19 units with added AC?
That's exactly what I'm doing.
Then what would be the added, what would be the cost to replace them? And then the roof, right?
Right.
So kind of have the tiered out,
Yeah,
and then we
exactly.
can make a call.
Exactly.
Okay.
And then, like I said, there may be an additional cost if we wanted the solar option in some of the roofing projects, but
Sure.
we're not ready for solar now, obviously, with the political environment the way it is now.
Well, I
But
don't-
in
I
another
don't-
couple of years, it may be very tempting once again.
Yep.
You don't know about solar on the roof, given where we live.
Mhm.
Right, and given the time that unless we have banks or
Batteries.
battery storage,
bank.
right?
Well, battery technology is very poor right now in America. It is.
That's why I don't have solar in my house.
Well, I have solar and I love it. I haven't had and you do too.
Yeah.
I haven't had an energy bill in years,
Yeah.
but,
But you live in your house year round. The students
Yeah.
aren't in
Yeah,
this
it's
building
different.
year round.
It is
well, but
different.
they are. We use this building year round for summer programs and my staff and everybody else that's in it.
Yeah.
This building is used every day of the week, every year.
So I don't want to interrupt, but I'm going to.
Yeah.
So we have 5 minutes left.
Yep.
Thank you for bringing that to our attention,
Yes.
and we'll look at some numbers
Yeah, absolutely.
and be able to have a better comprehensive discussion on that. Ree, do you have anything else before we adjourn? Rick, anything from you?
I'm all set.
Thank you for
Otherwise?
being patient.
That's it.
Okay,
Yeah.
awesome. Yeah,
Yeah,
thank you
thank
for doing what you did for your first meeting, Marie. Nicely done. All right.
You're gonna adjourn?
It is 5:50. Finance and Facility Subcommittee. Thank you. Meeting adjourned.
You can't.
Okay. All right. The bathroom, super quick.
I hope everything comes out all right.
Yeah. Bathroom, full water bottle. What is it? Okay. You can't end this video call yet. Just